Everybody, and welcome back again. This is John. I'm the owner of Long's Anytime Fitness. This is going to be our first kind of long form video that I'm going to give you. The format is this one is coming from my home again. Hopefully, this way I can do it without being overly distracted or interrupted in any kind of way. Can't guarantee that won't happen. But this is going to kind of help me cover some topics in deep detail, and then we can take this into the facility and cook up some more content for you guys that kind of help with what I'm going with. So, what's the first thing I'm going to cover? Well, I decided the first thing to cover is something that I've run across in the years, both inside and outside the gym, especially when people, know what I do, what I've been a part of. Like I said, I've been in this industry for a long time. I started off in high school as a football coach and turning into a personal trainer from that experience. And it's just grown from there with everything that I've done. But even now, with somebody who doesn't take a lot of clients on firsthand anymore, um, there's still always the same questions when people find out that I'm part of this industry, and that is, man, how do I get started? How do I join a gym? What gym should I join? Obviously, I tell them Anytime Fitness, but it's always those same questions, no matter where I worked, what position I was in as an owner or an employee of a facility. It was always the same thing, pretty from this very similar type of people. Now, I think personally and professionally that a lot of advice given to new gym goers is flat out wrong, and it leads them completely to fail. It's one of my biggest issues with the big box gyms. A lot of gyms that people try to compare us to just because we have a name that's known. But the reality is, a big box gym, you're just a number. In a gym like ours, we want you to be a client. And that's where a lot of studios go, a lot of boot camps go. It's like they don't want you to just be a number. They want you to be a client. They want you to be somebody that succeeds. When we're smaller, we're not looking for thousands of people to just come crowd in a place. We want people that actually succeed in their health and fitness, because those are the people that continue to grow this industry. And that should be our goal in everything. When I first became a personal trainer, it was to help people through all the stigmas and all the issues that I have had in the past, from weight to injuries. And that's where I think, again, a lot of fitness places, a lot of gyms, whatever they are, that's where they fail. Um, there's a lot of places that don't want you to be anything more than just hopping on a treadmill. But the reality is, it's not the best place to start. So where do you start? How do you do it? The number one advice I can give, where you want to know where you want to start, is just have an actual conversation with a fitness professional. Personal opinion on that, professional opinion, personal trainers are the best at that. Are they going to try to sell you your services? Of course they are. It's how they pay their bills. Why would they be at fault for that? But what's most importantly is if you can ask the right questions, and most importantly, answer the questions being answered. So if somebody asks you a question and you answer with one word, how do I know how I can help you? Where a lot of people come from very similar paths in a lot of things, and that kind of gives us a general idea of how to get somebody started. But a good fitness professional is never going to tell you to go walk on a treadmill to get started. A good fitness professional is never going to tell you to go hop on an elliptical. That's just not going to happen. A good fitness professional is going to find out, how do we get you comfortable enough to come here every day and to work on every aspect of your fitness. Now, for some people, that's really different than others. Some people have had experience in the past. Maybe they were a college or high school athlete. Maybe their parents worked out all the time. Maybe they just took a long hiatus and they're trying to get back into things. How to get started again could be that question. Maybe you're 55 years old and you've never stepped foot in a gym in your life, and your doctor finally told you, hey, if you don't do this, it ain't going to turn out good for you. And all of those, we still kind of need to attack exactly the same way as a fitness professional. And this is where the coaches in my gym, I think do this really well when people give them the chance to sit down with them is they're able to have a discussion about where you are and who you are. And the last thing any fitness professional, anybody that actually cares about your health should ever tell you to do is just go walk on a treadmill. Now, I'm going to say what I'd now say to everybody that I give a tour to the gym of. You'll notice in our facility, there's very little amounts of cardio equipment. There's a reason for that. Cardio is really easy to achieve. Super easy to achieve. Cardio is literally just getting your heart rate above a certain heartbeat for a certain period of time, and you're going to work on your cardiovascular health. Cool thing is you can do strength conditioning and work on that at the same time. Can't really do that the other way around. So we're not going to build any strength that is going to help us a ton walking on a treadmill. Now, if you can't walk really at all and that can help you with that, obviously you're going to gain some strength. But is that the average person? Not even close. What we really need to think about is how do we get familiar with the gym in all aspects to use the entirety to help us. Gyms exist because they give you options. Can you build your own home gym? Sure can. But you're probably going to have a lot more options for a far more expensive price. Can being somewhere else maybe be more private? Can being somewhere else maybe be cheaper? Sure. I guess if that's what you're looking for. But if you're looking for what's best for you and where to actually start, it's pretty simple. What can you control? Can you control your own body? Can you get up and down from the ground easy? Can you stand and sit easy? Can you walk for more than 20 minutes at a time? If we're going distance, can you walk for more than a mile at a time? Can you do a push-up? Can you hold something in your hands for a long period of time that you would consider heavy? These are all things that are actually measurements of a person's vitality. So these are really basic things too that a lot of people start to neglect as they get older. And I'm not talking like 50, 60 older. I'm talking a lot of people start to neglect this when they turn 30 or 35 and just go, oh, here we go. It's starting to hurt. So, and by the way, these same questions come from that person that just turns 30, the same as it comes from that person that just turned 70. So everybody's kind of walking that same path when they're looking of how do I get started. So again, as a fitness professional, our job is to tell you what is scientifically the best thing for you. And one of the best things for you, which I will use next week, I'm going to use a few studies to actually back what I'm about to say. But strength is the fountain of youth. Strength is the thing that is going to make you feel better. Strength is the thing that is going to slightly negate some of that injury pain. So a lot of that pain that you're perceiving as injury could possibly just be weakness. Our bodies will compensate. Our bodies are incredible things that God created to adapt into situations. So if you allow yourself to get weak in certain areas, other places are going to adapt so that you can still move and live. If you get injured somewhere, a body's going to adapt to still move and go. Is it for 100% for everybody? Of course not. If you're going to take it that way, you obviously know that is logically not what I'm speaking about. We're talking about majority. So, again, where do you get started? Well, if we're thinking about, can I do a certain thing? Am I strong enough to do this or not? How should I learn to do that? What should I do to do that? You have so many questions. Are you actually going to be able to walk into a gym, go buy your own home equipment, go do anywhere and just do it on your own? You could if you did enough research and decided to get educated. I mean, that's available literally for everybody to do if you're willing to take the time to do it. And I highly encourage more people to do that. This world needs more people that are actually educating in fitness and not just hearing passerby things and thinking that's what it is. Now, the most neglected area of fitness, I've kind of already hinted at, and that's people's strength. I think one of the funniest ones is um, somebody will walk in, you'll take them around the strength area, and they'll be like, "Oh, I can't do anything like that." But yet they're holding a bag that weighs 10 pounds, but a 5 pound weight is too much for them. I mean, it's just kind of those things. Do you still pick up your own groceries? Why can't you pick up a weight that heavy to use it to work? There's a lot of people that want to just avoid strength because it doesn't feel good. And it doesn't. That's what makes you sore, is working on your strength and your muscles. It's what gets uncomfortable and tight during. Um, it's going to heat up the internal temperature of your body to make you start sweating. All those things a lot of people don't enjoy. Now, they'll enjoy the benefits, but yeah, a lot of people don't, so they avoid it. And that's really unfortunate because a lot of people are missing out on the best benefit you can get from workouts. Because again, lifting those weights are also going to help your heart. Walking on that treadmill may help your heart, but it's not necessarily going to help your muscles. Can a little. You do got it, especially if you're not holding on to the treadmill. Um, but saying all of that gets me back to my original point, and that is you need to seek out a professional, even to just have a long conversation. Who in your life do you think is a professional compared to who actually is? Who in your life do you think knows what they're doing compared to who actually does? And I say that because I have seen so many people that just because they work out think that they can help other people. And then I hand them a book and say, read this and tell me what you learned next week. And they literally will say, yeah, I never knew that. It's not hard. There's nothing hard about the education, but it is very time consuming to be educated and continue to be educated in the things that work the best for people, the most efficient for people, and things that are the most effective. And a lot of people think that they can just help mom or dad or brother and sister or friend because they work out all the time and this is what worked for me. It doesn't mean it was optimal by any means. And a lot of times those people also don't know cues, they don't know ways to make sure people aren't going to hurt themselves. And that's what ends up happening. They don't understand that a new person can't go at their pace because they're going to burn out. And then that's what happens. Now that new person never comes back. You got to be willing to look at yourself as an individual. Just because you can't afford possibly the extended help of a professional doesn't mean you shouldn't talk to a professional. At the very least, those of us can give you some tips. We can give you some guidance of where to go look up something. It's going to be better than your friend if your friend isn't actually educated in everything. And reading a few articles doesn't make you educated. We don't read a few articles and to get a certification. It's not how that works. Where, in my 18 years, it's hundreds of hours of studying and being a part of seminars and courses that continue to grow my knowledge in this stuff. Now, have we hit kind of a period in time to where we know what's effective and then we got to learn how to teach that effectiveness better? That's kind of where we're at in my feelings of continued studies. Is like I am continuing to learn things I've already learned, but what we're learning now is instead of a new thing, we're learning a new way to communicate and teach it, which is what's very important. Because if we can't communicate and teach everything properly, that's where it's going to be. So I just gave you kind of a broad view of where to go with everything, and I kind of ended where I started. Fitness professionals. Find a fitness professional. It doesn't have to be one of us. I would love it if you did use one of us because I do think that in this area, I have three of the best coaches there is that are available to people daily. And we have other coaches on staff too who also can help out. They just not have the same availability. Other Anytime Fitnesses have great coaches as well. And that's one of the things that Anytime Fitness, all of us owners take pride in, is making sure that our coaches on staff are educated people with the right certifications to do this, people with the right personality to do this, and the right way to teach. And that's what I want to make sure that is conveyed at our Longs location is that the coaches I have there are there because I think they're great. These are people that I stand behind, and they're all individuals of what they do. They don't sound like me. They don't sound like I did when I was taking people one-on-one in person. They're themselves, they're uniquely themselves, and it's fantastic. But they all have education to back up what they're saying, and they're not afraid to say, I don't know that, but I'll find out. That is really important. And with our location, with where we're at, we help such a wide variety of people. Like I said, I worked with 9-year-olds this summer and early fall, and I have people working with people up to the 80s. So I mean, we got to be able to help everybody. But that question of where do I start is the most common one for most new people, and we are the type of gym that gets a lot of new people. So where are you right now? Where did you start? Did you start somewhere that helped you? Did you start somewhere that set you back? Are you kind of stale right now? Are you kind of stagnant in everything? Find a professional. Again, it doesn't have to be one of us by any means. I think it's just important that you talk to an actual fitness professional and not somebody that just does this or does that. No, somebody that was a fitness professional 20 years ago is going to not have possibly the same knowledge that everybody has now if they didn't keep up with everything. There are people that keep up still, got great knowledge. So it's really important that you talk to the right people. If you want to get educated properly, we will be gladly to have that conversation with you. Go, hey, use this resource, and yeah, that'll help you. Again, you don't have to use us, but if you're using our facility, I want you to know an important question you need to ask is for help. We want to help you. We know we cannot help every single person. We know that not even close to every single person is even going to ask for help. Um, and we also know that not everybody can technically afford our help. But again, that's how personal trainers make a living. They help people. They got bills to pay. This is what they've been highly educated. This is what they've made a career path into. And unfortunately, we have a career path that is not very well respected by the general population. Everybody thinks that they can just go look online and find an article and they know what we know, negating the fact that we have hundreds of hours of education instead. So, with that being said, what I want to focus on the next time that I speak with you guys in this long form will be to my favorite topic, and that's talking about making somebody stronger. I am a firm believer, and there is science behind this, like I said, that I'm going to use in the next long form talk to back up these claims that muscle mass and strength are the fountain of youth. They keep people going longer, stronger, and better. And it gives a better quality of life no matter what your quantity of life ends up being. So that's where I'm going to go with it next time. And I hope that, I really hope with this first podcast here, that for anybody that listens, they literally just encourage you to ask the question, hey, where do I start? Or, hey, I've been struggling, or can you help me with this? Hey, can I ask you a few questions? I want you to just start talking to our coaches. Start finding fitness professionals. Just have a conversation with. You don't have to hire everybody you come in contact with. And we understand that as fitness professionals. We get the fact that it's not necessary you're going to spend money on us. But it doesn't mean we still can't help with certain things. Does that mean we're going to just train you? Absolutely not. But does that mean we can't still help you? Of course we can still help you. We want to give guidance to people, especially if we start seeing people do something that might hurt themselves. Nobody wants that. If you come up to us and it's something that could be detrimental to your health, we need to point that out as fitness professionals. But we also don't know if you don't talk about it. So this is a call out for you to have open communication with us. Allow us to answer those questions. And the more you do it in person is where you're going to get the best answers, because it's going to be conveyed the best, and then we can also show and tell a little bit. So next time you're in the gym, if you don't already, have a coach. Talk to Jess. She can get you scheduled with a coach. But talk to somebody if you actually are struggling with something, if you need help, just one or two times somebody having a conversation with them might unlock something in your head. If you're somebody who's been working out for 40 years and you need something new, let us help out. We would love to. We love our members. We love the fact that you guys choose us. And we want to make sure that we're able to help the best we can with everybody. We know, and we hope you know, that it's not possible to help 100% of the people, but we want to do our best we can to actually help people. Um, and we hope that you take advantage of the fact that they are there, our coaches are there to help you. So you guys go, you have a great week, and I will see you again next week.